If you would have just called my people, we would have had a much nicer photograph for your T-shirt.
Okay.
It looks like I was a guest star in the Love Boat for that one moment. There I am staring through the porthole. God bless you.
Okay. Now, you must have been over here any number of times, I'm sure, over in the United
I've been over quite a few times. I've actually lived in the UK on and off for probably more than a year altogether.
You filmed over here, I believe.
I filmed Saving Private Ryan here, and we also made Band of Brothers, that Andrew was in episode 8 of Band of Brothers.
Now, were you involved on the production of that? I believe you produced
I directed one, and I wrote some of them, and yes, I produced, helped produce the whole shebang.
And what was it about Andrew that made you choose him to have?
Nothing at all. They cast him. I was at home. I said, "Who's playing Jackson?" They said, "A guy named Andrew." I said, "Good enough for me."
That's good enough. You lived up to those high expectations.
Well, yeah, we actually had an entire generation of English actors went through Band of Brothers. You know how in the old days it was like, oh, I was with Olivier's company, the old Vic. And oh, yes, I was at RADA for these years. Well, there's going to be a bunch of guys.
What the fuck was that? Australian? What are you doing? It's like having Russell Crowe on the couch.
Man, oh, man. You know, you English people with your dialects piss me off.
Well, you know what? Put a bit of work in, Hanks, okay?
I want to tell you, okay, give me an American accent.
Hey, buddy, get your... Hey, my homie, what you looking at? I'm gonna bust a cap in your ass, Tom Hanks. I'm not touching it. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere near it.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Yeah, that's exactly how we sound.
Okay, I know it's difficult to grasp.
I heard you were cheeky. That's what everybody told me about doing Jonathan. Oh, you're doing Jonathan Ross. Oh, he's cheeky.
Who? What, were you with the Queen for the afternoon?
Yes, I was walking through Hyde Park, and I knocked on somebody's window, and lo and behold, there she was.
Have you met any of the royal family, Tom?
No, but one of the times I was here, I was staying at a hotel, and we were going out for the day. And the staff was abuzz. They were like, their eyes were bulging and they were already sweating. I said, "What's going on?" They said, "The Queen is having dinner at the hotel tonight. It's the first time in 35 years that she's been to the hotel. The Queen is coming tonight. Mr. Hanks, you're going to miss her. She's coming tonight."
You know what I love about Tom is 3 bad accents in a row, and he's still plugging away at us. Listen, he's going to just wear us down.
I'm knocking myself out.
It's a great accent, though.
But we went out, and when we came back, when we left, we said, "Tell her hi," you know. And by the time we came back at the light, she was still there, lo and behold. Wow. So we stood in the lobby and waited till the Prince and the Queen came out. And we literally nodded, and she gave us the... Wow. And then moved on. But I saw the Queen.
Did she say, as you went past, did she say, for example, "How's Hooch?" Or anything?
I understand you're a big Turner and Hooch fan.
Genuinely, I like that movie.
Well, you know, the original name for Turner and Hooch was Turner and Mr. Pickle, because we had this dog.
What a dream that would be.
Is named
Okay.
Do you still have Mr. Pickle?
No, I killed and ate him. Of course I still have Mr. Pickle. Do you have any dogs or animals in your life?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Because you have how old are your kids? They're not too old.
I have kids ranging from 12 to 30.
Wow, that's quite a spread. Congratulations.
Well, I'm not talking the number of children. I know how many. That would be like, 18 kids. No, I got 4 kids aged from 12 to 30.
Okay, so one's fairly young and the other one's
the other one's gone. Hey, he's at Colin. He's at the house.
How is that when they leave the house and they go off? Is that difficult? Is it tough?
It's magnificent, my friend. Magnificent.
I'm kind of dreading
it. It's what we're waiting for.
Now, this is very timely. The release of your new movie, Charlie Wilson's War, couldn't be more timely, I would have thought. It deals with a situation that we find ourselves right in the middle of, but in the most interesting way. Tell us, if you will, what it's about and how you came upon this particular story.
Well, it was a book called Charlie Wilson's War, a very thick, wonderful piece of journalism by a writer named George Kreil, and it is about the congressman from Texas, a alcoholic, womanizing, skirt-chasing, foul-mouthed, truth-telling congressman, of which they abound, who in 1980 saw that the Soviet Union had invaded Afghanistan, and he wanted to help the Afghans defeat the Russian army.
And this is a true story, of course.
It's a true story.
This is actually what happened, of course.
It is actually what happened. He, along with some of the money and efforts of a wonderful Texas billionaire socialite, helped fund the Afghan rebels against, and a rogue CIA agent who hated most everybody else in the CIA.
It sounds too good a story to be true. It sounds like there are too many elements there that you would want to put into a movie, and yet this is how it played out.
Well, truth is stranger than fiction, so, yeah.
What a great cast with you. Obviously, you have Tom Hanks in the movie, you know you're going to enjoy it, but you have Julia Roberts in it. One of the best performances I've seen from her for years, and she's not even on the screen that long, but really.
She's there, and you know, she had to wear this wig that pulled her face so tight. The first time I saw her in the makeup test, I said, "Is Julia mad at me?" She had this kind of like look, like this every time I saw her.
Let's have a look at the clip. Let's show you what we're talking about here. This is Charlie Wilson's War. I think it opens next week here in the UK.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
Will you help us help them shoot down these helicopters?
I love you, Charlie. But you are a grown man who still hasn't learned to look both ways before he crosses the street. Yes, I mean. But I don't like this guy.
I know how you feel.
What happens now?
You come with us to Cairo.
This meeting is going to be run professional.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be talking to the Deputy Defense Minister while his boss gets a belly dance from a friend of Charlie's.
What?
A good friend of mine back in Texas is a well-known belly dancer. It's always been her dream to perform in Egypt, so she's our way in. While she's dancing for the defense minister, we'll be talking to the deputy.
Oh, my God.
No, she's supposed to be good.
So sorry for keeping you waiting.
Oh, it's no problem, Joanne. This is Bonnie Bach.
So nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Mrs. Herring. This is a wonderful party.
Why don't you give us a few moments?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Bobby, you could ask someone for a Bombay martini up, very dry.
Actually, I'm the congressman's administrative assistant.
Isn't that wonderful for you?
Yes.
2 olives, please. Tell them it's for me, they'll know.
Amy Adams. Amy Adams, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Ken Scott.
Okay, Ken Scott, a British actor, of course.
The pride of Scotland, Ken Scott.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, you mentioned there, in Charlie Wilson's War, which, by the way, opened this evening all over the UK.
I didn't know that. Okay. What are you people doing here?
What a great cast around you, though. Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of the best screen actors working today, I would have thought.
Yes, he is.
You're no slouch yourself, but when you're working with someone like him, does everyone think they've got to raise their game a little bit, do you think?
You know, I think everybody voluntarily sandbags the other just a little bit. It's kind of like, oh, so you're going to do it? Oh, so that's your take.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, let me just try it this way. And then when it goes around, oh, yeah, so you're going to pull that on me, huh, Hanks? All right, well, watch this. Watch this on this take. And you just keep going at it. We're joking. Great, marvelous man.
Regardless of the cost, the cast, rather, sorry, let me say that again.
The cost or the cast?
The cost, I don't know how much it
You
costs.
people and your accents, your dialects over here in jolly old England. Oh, my. Oh, bollocks.
Dick Van Dyke, ladies and gentlemen.
Shame on you.
Okay.
Oh, is it not to be denied like we're my way?
Hey, get me a ruler. He's having a fit.
When I saw Mary Poppins in 1964, I thought that's how English people thought. Well, it's not a night to be with Mary, you know. Mary Poppins, step in time, you know.
That's your best accent. It's got to be said. If ever they remake that, you are a shoo-in.
I'm right there. Yeah, I'm available.
Okay, is it markedly different from the book that it was based upon?
Well, the book is really George Crowell was he was an investigative reporter, so it is dense. It's got a lot of characters, and the through line is not as say breezy as our 90-minute film.
Yeah,
is.
of course.
Not as many montages or naked sex scenes in the bathtub, but we put those in.
And can I say they all work?
Yes, they do, my friend. That's what I haven't seen a book yet that suffers because we put that into the film.
That's what you needed more in the Da Vinci Code, if you don't mind me saying. A couple of good topless jacuzzi scenes.
Yeah?
Meanwhile, you're chasing after God's Rubik Cube or whatever the hell that was. I still don't know what happened in that and what was going on with your hair.
I want to say
That's a midlife crisis happening right there before
there.
our eyes, Mr. Hanks, if you don't mind me saying
Let me tell you something right now. First of all, I believe I look like Bono. Secondly, Nothing wrong with looking like Bono, my
No,
friend.
nothing wrong. You got me
And
there.
thirdly, I believe it is the second highest grossing film of all time. So why don't we just take your little review and save it for Mr. Parkinson when he wises up and comes back on the air.
Well, no, don't take it personally. I didn't mean to cause offense.
No, it's quite all right.
Okay.
Quite all right. No, that movie was very confusing, and I made the film. So
I've watched it twice. I still don't know how it
Don't know
ends.
what's going on, you know.
Can I ask you something, Tom? Please don't take this the wrong way. When I first saw you on screen, I've always liked you in movies, but you've got a strange look about you, and I thought initially, no, but a likeable look, but I thought you might be part Chinese. But you're not, are you? Not that, I mean, I like China. I just want to say one effect you're standing on this show. I love Chinese people, I love Chinese food, I love Chinese movies, I like the great country of China. But there's a look about you, you look a little bit, you know what I'm saying here? Do you know your lineage?
Okay, first of all, that's not me. No, actually, that's me from Bosom Buddies. Look at that, man. Look at that hair.
We had an athlete in this country called Fatima Whitbread, and you're a dead ringer for her.
But no, I'm not Chinese.
No
my mother is Portuguese, and my father is a mongrel American.
Okay, so maybe down his line of the family, who knows, there might have been a trip to China?
I believe every fourth person in the world is Chinese, and my mom, my dad, my sister, and me. So yes, I might be Chinese.
The odds are with you there somewhere.
Yeah, it could be.
You've been in some of my favourite films of all time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Big, I adore.
Big,
okay?
yeah, yes.
Philadelphia is not a movie you say you love in the same way you love other movies, but man, what a powerful film.
That was a great thing to be a part of.
And a film that had to be made, I feel. Yeah. And you know, I love a good cry during movies. I find as I get older, I cry more easily. I don't know why that is, but certainly...
Do you watch your own show?
You know the films that make me cry that you're in, though, in a nice way. Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful, lovely film. Yeah. And you've got Mail I love as well. That's, you know...
Meg Ryan, delightful lady.
Yeah, and you've worked with her any number of times.
We made 3 movies together.
Would you do it again? There's a lot of chemistry between the two on screen.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's great.
Okay, let's have a look at a clip. This is a clip from one of my favourite Tom Hanks movies. It's a lovely moment in the film. I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you haven't seen it, look away. Because otherwise you won't enjoy it in its entirety. But this is Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, really?
It's you.
It's me.
I saw you in the street.
Are you Annie?
Yes.
You're Annie?
This must be yours.
I'm Jonah. This is my dad. His name's Sam.
Hi, Jonah. Sam. And who's this?
Howard.
Oh, Howard. Hello, Howard.
We better go. Shall we?
Christ, it ends happily.
It all worked out.
It's a great film, isn't it? Now, who didn't enjoy Tom Hanks, even though he's not on screen as such, but in the films Toy Story and Toy Story 2? Aren't they just two of the greatest animated feature films ever made?
Yes, yes. And here in England, you heard my voice.
Yeah, well, did you not?
Well, not in Germany. You know, here's some other boy. We were doing press for that movie. Tim, me and Tim, we're doing Tim Allen, who plays
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, Buzz.
And we found ourselves doing press. It has been a very long day, and they said, "Will you please just do 3 more? Just do 3 more. 3 more interviews." We said, "Okay, all right, we'll do them." They were for Germany, Austria, and Japan. and halfway through the German interview, Tim leapt up. Wait a minute. our voices are dubbed in Germany. There's no reason for us to be talking here. I said, oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. So we got up and left.
Would you do a third one? Because it's one of those rare cases where the sequel is as good, if not better, than the first.
They are preparing the third one right now. John Lasseter and all those people at Pixar are absolute geniuses.
They really are.
They've done it. They invented an art form, and I'll do anything they want me to.
I'm excited they're doing a third one. Can you tell us anything about it yet?
Not a thing. They haven't delivered the. I think it's kind of like they're like mad scientists. You know, they go down and things bubble and electrify, and then they come out with some.
They really do know how to do it, then.
They always ask you to come in to do little cameos at the tail ends of other movies, because I'm also in Cars. And I think I'm also in A Bug's Life.
You are a busy man. I mean, how many movies have you made? Because you're a comparatively young man. How old are you, Tom?
I'm 51 years old.
51 years old?
Yes,
There's no way. I would have thought you were 65 or something. Purely because of the amount, the volume, the amount of films you've made, the successful movies over this period. There's no way you can only be 4 years older.
Well, the Chinese film market requires a lot of supply.
You have to keep churning them out.
Yeah, you got to.
How are you feeling about the aging process? Are you feeling older in yourself?
No, not at all. I feel like I did when I was 24.
Your body's still holding up okay?
The
knees okay?
Well, no.
How many?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, Tom Hanks, what's going on with the typewriters? You brought a typewriter in with you to the studio.
Yes, I did.
Believe you like to travel with the typewriter. What's the typewriter? Is it an obsession? Could we call it that?
Yeah, well, it's a collectible hobby, I guess.
How many do you have?
I got about 80 typewriters, I guess. I get a tactile pleasure from them. Long ago, I had this really cheap, my first typewriter ever, and I took it into to a place in Cleveland, Ohio, to get it repaired. And the old German man who was inside there took one look at it and said, because it was like a toy. He says, "This is not the machine. This is a toy. Look at it. It's plastic. It is junk. It is worthless. I will not touch this machine. Get it out of my sight." And he pointed to a wall of fabulous machines. And, "These are typewriters."
Was he a member of the Nazi party by now? It sounds like he's trying to get you to invade Austria there. These typewriters, the Wahl! Anschluss!
They will last forever. And matter of fact, the typewriter that I brought with me is a console typewriter, portable, laptop portable, that was made in Czechoslovakia.
Do you get together with other typewriter fans and discuss the makes and models?
There are some websites.
Yeah.
I buy typewriters sometimes. I got maybe even this one.
Well, I can see why it's a beautiful looking thing.
Look at it.
It's a lovely looking
piece. If you spin
of...
it around, if you spin that typewriter around, there's a plaque on the back that tells you that see now look what made in Czechoslovakia. So that typewriter literally outlasted a nation.
That's incredible.
So there you go. That's how you.
So when would that date from? When did you?
That would be late 50s, early 60s.
And still working. Still actually works.
Yeah, and it's also an English keyboard, which is QWERTY, as opposed to QWERTZ, a Z instead of the Y. Sometimes I get German language machine with umlauts and Ölnots and whatever that kind of stuff. But the Z and the Y key has to be transposed because I'm insane.
Yeah. Your excitement is catching on with all of us.
I am nuts about typewriters.
Do you ever write a letter and use an umlaut with one of your German machines?
Every now and again, I'll just do it to mess with people.
But seriously, you use this to communicate? Use this to write letters to people?
They all work, and I rotate them into use, and I travel with one.
You can get the ribbons?
The ribbons, yes. I have a connection, a guy named Mr. Typewriter in St. Louis.
He's got a ribbon dealer.
Hey, it's my only vice,
do you have to
Jonathan.
call ahead and say, I need some good stuff, I need some black or some red. I need a lot of Chipex.
Listen, where can I get a ream of onion paper?
Well, it's a lovely thing to see someone enjoying. I'm glad they haven't been forgotten and just thrown away.
They're not. They're available. I bought some on eBay for $5. I bought a typewriter from Australia for $5. Yeah. I kid you not. It cost $82 to ship it.
Do you use your own
bargain,
name?
I think. I'm not sure.
Can you use your own name on eBay, or would people know it was you and therefore
No,
try and hike
my
things up?
crack staff of show business experts takes care of that for me.
A team of young ladies permanently on eBay
Well, they're
for
more
you.
like middle-aged folks that have to, they have time off in the afternoon, so they come down and service me.
So you don't adhere to Charlie...
Wow, I just realized how that sounded.
Yeah. It sounded great. It sounded like we want our stars to behave.
Oh, that's how randy I get. That's how cheeky I get. I'm taking a shot.
He comes over here from China with his bad accents and his Czechoslovakian typewriters. Tom, it's a thrill to meet you, really. I'm a huge fan. Thank you for coming on the show. Mr. Tom Hanks, ladies and gentlemen.